friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ariane. I am a luxury travel advisor based in Vancouver, Canada. And today, as you can see, I am here at the Vancouver International Airport. And I am about to board my flight on Air New Zealand's 787 Boeing Dreamliner to Auckland, New Zealand in their business premier cabin. I am so excited to show you what this experience is like. It's my first time to New Zealand, so this is my 45th country. This is also my first time flying with Air New Zealand. So I'm here to give you a full review of what this looks like. So I actually arrived here at YVR and we were given a little bit of an aircraft tour before everybody else boarded. So let's kind of rewind a little bit, show you the check-in process and a little bit of the aircraft tour. When checking in at the airport, you can use the premium check-in line when flying with Business Premier or Premium Economy on Air New Zealand. Now, let's take a closer look at this Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner. So in Business Premier, they have 18 seats, which are fully lie flat, and they are in a herringbone configuration, which means that instead of a reverse herringbone that faces the windows, they currently face into the aisles and the other seats, which is going to change when they do a refresh of their Business Premier cabins starting in 2025. In addition to Business Premier, they also have a dedicated cabin to Premium Economy seating. Afterwards, you will find the regular economy seating with some of the seats featuring the Sky Couch. I was really excited to take a peek to see how the Sky Couch works. Essentially, there is an additional piece to the seat that flips up. You do book the 3 seats as the Sky Couch. You can actually use this as a bed, which is great for couples and or families. After looking at the Sky Couch in economy, it was time to have a peek at some of the crew rest areas, which obviously you don't see during a flight. So it was a really fun opportunity to see some of the crew rest areas and how they kind of take some downtime during the flight. Afterwards, we were also invited to look into the flight deck of this Boeing 787-900. And yeah, it was a very, very cool experience that we had. And there's also another crew rest area just behind the flight deck for the pilots and some of the senior stewards as well. I also wanted to take the opportunity to show you what the premium economy product on board this 787-900 looks like with Air New Zealand. So this is a very quick seat tour of the premium economy seat. This is the seat in the fully reclined position. So this is as far back as the seat goes. And then you have the footrest in the fully upward position. This is what the tray table looks like. It's a great product and the seats are very comfortable. As Air New Zealand does not have their own lounge here at Vancouver International Airport, if you are flying in the Business Premier cabin with Air New Zealand, you will have access to the Air Canada Maple Leaf Lounge. After relaxing in the Maple Leaf Lounge, it was time to head back to the aircraft to board our Air New Zealand flight to Auckland. From Vancouver to Auckland, I was assigned seat 8K or 8 kilo. Let's do a quick seat tour. When I arrived to my seat, there was a pillow. You'll also find a light here beside you, and there's also a small shelf which can be folded up. And the menu was waiting for me on the footrest, or what could actually be another seat, if you were traveling with someone and wanted to dine with them. At my seat when I arrived as well, there was a bottle of water and also the amenity kit. In the side compartment, there are the headphones, the safety information, and also a small bag to use for garbage and whatnot. There's quite a lot of legroom, and you could actually store a couple smaller belongings under the footrest in front of you. There's also a power outlet to the right in the area with the headphones and safety information. On the left side of the seat, there is the table release button and also the seat controls. Shortly after being seated, I was given a glass of champagne, and it was time to peruse the menu. There is a button to release the screen from its position, and you'll find a USB outlet and also the spot for the headphones. There were quite a few new releases on board. Obviously, my flight was back in May 2024. This was a great selection of new releases at the time of my flight. It also has the flight time, and there is also a remote that you can release if you wanted to use the remote instead of the touch screen. They also had instructions on how to connect to the in-flight Wi-Fi. This was available once we had actually reached cruising altitude. The safety video was actually a really cute video, and I really enjoyed it. Soon after, we were pushing back and taking off. Shortly after takeoff, they came to start setting up for dinner service. Now, before dinner service starts, let's take a peek at the Business Premier Air New Zealand amenity kit. Inside the amenity kit, you'll find toothpaste, a bamboo toothbrush, some kawa kawa balm, which I absolutely loved. There was also a pen, earplugs, a pair of socks, and also this hand and body cream. The dining experience on board Air New Zealand was amazing. I started my dinner with the amuse-bouche, which was the 5-spice chicken with crushed cashews and a ginger shallot vinaigrette, followed by a chicken noodle soup and some garlic bread that was to die for. For my main course, I had the beef short ribs with a Merlot red wine glaze with the herb smashed potatoes. Throughout my meal, they actually paired different New Zealand wines with my courses, which was absolutely amazing. After dinner, I wanted to try the Bliss Sleep Ritual that I had seen in the menu, so I ordered it. It is sometimes not available on all flights, however, they do give you a chamomile tea, a lovely sleep balm, which I did take home, and a hot towel with some mixed nuts and some chocolate. I finished up the movie I was watching, and then it was time to make the bed and head to sleep. There is quite a lot of space. I am about 5'4", and there is plenty of room for those who are quite tall. The bed was actually extremely comfortable, and I'll have a video of it later in this episode. However, I slept so good that I actually woke up in time for breakfast right before we were landing into Auckland. I had such an amazing time visiting the North Island of New Zealand. I would love to come back and spend more time here. I have a full episode on my trip to the North Island in New Zealand, which will be on my channel next week. So be sure to subscribe to my channel, as that will be the next episode. Now, back to the review, heading from Auckland back to Vancouver. So here in Auckland, New Zealand, Air New Zealand does have their own premium check-in. So if you are flying premium economy or business premier, you will have a dedicated check-in area for you here at the Auckland International Airport. If you are flying Business Premier, you also have access to the fast track security line, and afterwards you have access to the Air New Zealand lounge here in Auckland. I was very excited to check out their flagship lounge, as they have recently done some renovations to it, and it didn't disappoint. It's an absolutely beautiful lounge overlooking the airport tarmac. Throughout the day, they offer many different varieties of snacks, food, warm dishes, salads, desserts. They also offer a great selection of New Zealand wines, local craft beers, and of course, soft drinks and juices. It was a very comfortable location to back up some of my photos and videos from the trip while I was waiting for my flight to depart. At the bar in the lounge, they actually have some signature cocktails which are included with the access. They offered a great variety of alcoholic and also non-alcoholic mocktails. Again, the food that they had here at the Air New Zealand lounge was absolutely delicious. They also walked around with different canapes and different food offerings. I also really appreciated the barista station. So here you would simply come, order a flat white or whichever type of coffee beverage that you'd like. Order it exactly how you would like it so you can fully customize it. Enter your name, and the barista would simply make your coffee for you. Also here at the Air New Zealand Lounge, they offered showers, which was so nice to freshen up before my long flight back to Vancouver. If you'd like to take advantage of the shower service, simply visit the reception desk in the lounge, and they can book you a time slot to use the showers. I unfortunately couldn't take much footage of the public areas in the Air New Zealand lounge here in Auckland because it was just so busy. There were many flights internationally departing around the same time as our flight to Vancouver. Soon enough, it was time for me to actually board my own flight though, and this time I was sitting in 9K or 9 kilo. I actually preferred this as I was sitting basically up against the back wall of the aircraft, so I was kind of facing everybody, and it was a little bit more of a private seat because no one can really see you. So highly recommend booking against the very last row if you are not wanting people to really be able to see you, but keep in mind that you are facing everybody else. Again, starting in 2025, Air New Zealand is changing their Business Premier product to become more of a reverse herringbone, which means instead of the seats currently facing the aisles, they'll actually be facing towards the windows, which give it a more private pod feeling. So stay tuned for those changes on Air New Zealand. The headphones that they do provide you in Business Premier, while not fully noise cancelling, they are very comfortable to wear and they are sanitized between each use. After takeoff, once they were setting up for meal service, I enjoyed another glass of champagne with some warm nuts, followed by the amuse-bouche of confit potato with onion creme fraiche, whip, and chives. For my appetizer, I enjoyed the whipped ricotta with thyme, smoked olives, gremolata, snow pea shoots. And I have to say, the garlic bread on board Air New Zealand is absolutely amazing. I had several helpings of the garlic bread. For my main course, I chose the slow-cooked wild Fiordland venison with pancetta, parmesan polenta, and balsamic roasted onions, followed by the ambrosia frozen yogurt and boysenberry cheesecake ice cream. I did also order the Bliss Sleep ritual again, as it was just such a nice way to settle in for the evening. Because I was right up against the back wall, I felt a little bit more comfortable filming my seat in the full lie flat position. Again, it was very, very comfortable. They give you 2 pillows. The back of the seat is actually the mattress, and they lay out a mattress pad along with the quilt. And you can actually still watch TV as you are lying down in bed. It's so comfortable, and again, I slept very well on this flight with Air New Zealand. After a great sleep, it was unfortunately time to wake up for our breakfast service before arriving into Vancouver. Just something to add that they actually serve fresh espresso-based beverages here in the Business Premier cabin. So my flat whites were absolutely delicious. After serving croissants and fresh fruit, I actually went with the cornbread loaf with pork and fennel sausage, succotash vegetables, avocado, and sour cream. I have to say that the food and the service on board Air New Zealand is absolutely amazing, and I wouldn't hesitate to fly with them again. So I really hope you enjoyed this episode featuring Air New Zealand's Business Premier product and their business class. I really enjoyed flying to Auckland and back home using their Business Premier product, and can't say enough about the service on board. The service was really good. Really enjoyed the food and also the wines that they had served on board as well. So if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, as my next episode, I'm actually going to show you what you can do and see here in New Zealand's North Island. So very excited to show you that next. So hit that subscribe button down below so you won't miss any of my travel episodes coming up. As always, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye!